Smith Show. Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly.
Stephen A. Smith just dropped a massive update that effectively shifts the entire hierarchy of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark has not only secured her spot on the future Team USA roster, she has also claimed the number 22 jersey. At first glance, a uniform number might seem minor, but in the ego-driven world of professional sports and the Team USA locker room, this is a full-blown hostile takeover. Stephen A. has been vocal about the disrespect Clark has faced since day one, and this confirmation signals that the powers that be have finally acknowledged the undeniable truth. This is Caitlin Clark's world, and everyone else is just living in it. Handing her number 22 is a clear message to the old guard and veterans who tried to haze her out of the league. Their time is up. To truly understand the gravity of this moment, you have to look back at the chaos of the 2024 Olympics, where Clark was famously snubbed. That decision was defended by coaches and selection committees as a basketball choice. But Stephen A. Smith called it what it truly was: pure jealousy and gatekeeping. They wanted Caitlin Clark to wait her turn and pay her dues, but ratings tanked without her, and the conversation died. Giving her the number 22 isn't just an apology, it's an olive branch, a public admission that her marketing power outweighs the seniority of every other player on that roster combined. This move is seismic because number 22 is worn by A'ja Wilson in the WNBA, and while international numbers can differ, the brand synergy is undeniable. For Clark to walk into a locker room full of MVPs and champions and claim her college number is a power move we haven't seen since Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. It tells the world she is not just a participant, she is the centerpiece, the driver of the program, and the one everyone else now has to orbit around. She is the main attraction. Stephen A. Smith pointed out that this isn't just a jersey number, it's leverage. Caitlin Clark has more leverage than any rookie in the history of the sport. The Nike deal, the Gatorade deal, and millions of fans who watch solely because of her. The WNBA and Team USA realized that if they didn't give her what she wanted, she could walk away, focus on the new unrivaled league, or dominate 3-on-3, and their entire financial model would collapse. The confirmation that she's getting 22 is a sign that business finally overruled petty personal politics. Veterans like Diana Taurasi and Cheryl Swoops, who doubted her, must be reeling. Taurasi famously said, "Reality is coming for Clark," yet the only reality was Clark breaking assist records and selling out every arena. Stephen A. Smith has relentlessly exposed the haters and the mean girl energy that permeated the league, and this jersey confirmation is the antidote. It establishes Clark as the alpha while setting up a fascinating conflict for the next Olympic cycle. How will a locker room of gold medalists and decade-long veterans respond when the golden child walks in and claims the number, the role, and the spotlight? Stephen A. Smith predicts tension, but he also predicts that winning cures everything. If Caitlin Clark is throwing dimes and making life easier for A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart, the veterans will adjust. Yet the symbolism is impossible to ignore. The number 22 represents logo range threes, lightning-fast pace, and massive commercial success. By wearing it, Clark is branding Team USA as her team, exactly what Smith said needed to happen. The 2024 snub was a marketing disaster that likely cost the league millions in revenue and global exposure, and they're not making that mistake again. USA basketball executives finally realized they were sitting on a gold mine and caved. They gave her the number, they gave her the status, and now they're betting she can lead them to dominance in 2028. Stephen A. Smith predicts tension, but he also predicts that winning cures everything. If Caitlin Clark is throwing dimes and making life easier for A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart, the veterans will adjust. Yet the symbolism is impossible to ignore. The number 22 represents logo range threes, lightning-fast pace, and massive commercial success. By wearing it, Clark is branding Team USA as her team, exactly what Smith said needed to happen. The 2024 snub was a marketing disaster that likely cost the league millions in revenue and global exposure, and they're not making that mistake again. USA basketball executives finally realized they were sitting on a gold mine and caved. They gave her the number, they gave her the status, and now they're betting she can lead them to dominance in 2028. This move also puts tremendous pressure on Caitlin Clark, but she has proven time and again that she thrives under it. From her Iowa days to her rookie WNBA season, scrutiny only fuels her, sharpening the killer instinct that Stephen Smith says rivals the greats. Securing the number 22 isn't just symbolic. It's a statement of self-worth and a recognition of the change she's brought to women's basketball. Without her, the WNBA still plays in smaller venues with commercial flights. She changed the game and expects to be treated like the revolutionary she is. The looming rival unrivaled league, founded by Stewart and Collier, offering massive salaries and equity, made this recognition non-negotiable. Without it, Clark had a clear alternative: step away from the winter season or play exclusively where she would be marketed properly, forcing the establishment to act. You can expect the number 22 Team USA jersey to smash records and become the highest-selling jersey in history within 24 hours of its release. That's the financial impact Stephen Smith has been highlighting. It's not just about points per game, it's about dollars and cents. The WNBA is a business, and for years it was a money-losing one, but Caitlin Clark turned it into a revenue-generating powerhouse. Veterans can be mad all they want, but they're cashing the checks her popularity writes. That's the reality Stephen Smith emphasizes. He respects the legend's contributions, but he respects the market even more, and the market has chosen Caitlin Clark. The controversy over number 22 is amplified by the history of jersey numbers in the sport. Traditionally, numbers were limited, but rules have relaxed, and now the most marketable player in the world can make her mark with her iconic 22. However, there is still a hierarchy in Team USA. Usually the captain or most senior player gets first pick on jersey numbers, and for a rookie to claim her preferred number over players with multiple gold medals is almost unheard of. But that's exactly the point. Caitlin Clark breaks every rule. She breaks shooting range records, viewership records, and now seniority rules. This is why Stephen Smith calls her a revolutionary. You don't lead a revolution by asking for permission, you lead it by taking what's yours, and Clark just took the number 22. The reaction from players like Angel Reese will be fascinating, as their rivalry drives engagement, but this move elevates Clark to an entirely different tier. She is now the face of the national program, not just a franchise, separating herself from her draft class. While others had strong rookie seasons, Clark is being anointed the savior of the international team, creating a new narrative for the next 4 years. The story isn't whether she will make the team, it's whether she can lead them to gold. Stephen Smith believes she can, arguing that her style, spacing, shooting, and vision is perfectly suited for the modern international game. The physical style of the WNBA was a hurdle early on, but the skill-based nature of international play fits Caitlin Clark's game perfectly, which is why giving her the number 22 is also a pure basketball decision. It signals that Team USA is playing her way now. The old guard philosophy of slow pace and pounding the ball inside is out, and the pace and space era is fully in, which should terrify the rest of the world. Teams like France and Australia were closing the gap in 2024 and could sense vulnerability, but with Clark running the offense, that gap reopens immediately. Her gravity stretches defenses out to 35 feet, dragging multiple defenders with her and leaving the lane wide open for elite finishers, creating a tactical nightmare that few teams can survive. Stephen Smith broke it down perfectly, calling Clark the ultimate weapon. Team USA foolishly left at home last time and will never leave behind again. This confirmation doesn't just end the speculation, it officially starts the hype train for Los Angeles 2028. The marketing machine is turning on, and you'll see Clark in the number 22 everywhere. Promos, commercials, highlight reels. This is the new identity of USA basketball, and those who claimed she wasn't ready, wasn't strong enough, or was too one-dimensional are now being forced to eat their words. Stephen Smith is handing out a massive dose of reality, and the payoff for him is nearly as satisfying as it is for Clark, because he absorbed relentless criticism for backing her so forcefully. Critics dismissed him as uninformed or accused him of not watching closely, yet he never wavered because he trusted his eyes. He recognized a once-in-a-generation star being boxed in by an insecure system, and he understood that ability always rises in the end. The Caitlin Clark phenomenon isn't a temporary wave. It's the new baseline, and the number 22 has become its banner. Moving ahead, expect a steady stream of leaks and confirmations about how the roster will take shape, who earns a spot next to her, and who gets squeezed out to make space. Those debates will dominate the news cycle, but one thing is untouchable and permanent: Clark wearing 22. She is the foundation everything is built on. Players returning from overseas are going to be forced to adapt, because the balance of power shifted while they were gone. The league they left behind no longer exists. This is Clark's league now, and Team USA belongs to her as well. Smith has made that unmistakably clear. The era of waiting your turn is finished. The era of cashing in has arrived, and nothing moves financially without Caitlin Clark at the center. That is exactly why this jersey confirmation stands as the biggest story of the year. Stephen Smith is handing out a massive dose of reality, and the payoff for him is nearly as satisfying as it is for Clark, because he absorbed relentless criticism for backing her so forcefully. Critics dismissed him as uninformed or accused him of not watching closely, yet he never wavered because he trusted his eyes. He recognized a once-in-a-generation star being boxed in by an insecure system, and he understood that ability always rises in the end. The Caitlin Clark phenomenon isn't a temporary wave. It's the new baseline, and the number 22 has become its banner. Moving ahead, expect a steady stream of leaks and confirmations about how the roster will take shape, who earns a spot next to her, and who gets squeezed out to make space. Those debates will dominate the news cycle, but one thing is untouchable and permanent: Clark wearing 22. She is the foundation everything is built on. Players returning from overseas are going to be forced to adapt, because the balance of power shifted while they were gone. The league they left behind no longer exists. This is Clark's league now, and Team USA belongs to her as well. Smith has made that unmistakably clear. The era of waiting your turn is finished. The era of cashing in has arrived, and nothing moves financially without Caitlin Clark at the center. That is exactly why this jersey confirmation stands as the biggest story of the year. It signifies the complete and total victory of the new generation over the old, a harsh reality for some but a beautiful one for fans who just want the best basketball on the floor. Caitlin Clark wearing number 22 represents peak basketball entertainment, showtime, electricity, and history unfolding in real time, and Stephen Smith just confirmed that it's officially happening. Get the popcorn ready, because the curtain is rising and the star has taken center stage. In hindsight, the criticism from voices like Cheryl Swoops now feels small and misplaced. Attempts to downplay Clark's impact, question her records, or suggest she wouldn't dominate immediately were echoed by a segment of the fan base resentful of the attention she received, but the numbers told a different story. Clark led as a rookie, shattered expectations, topped the league in assists, and broke rookie scoring records, and the number 22 jersey is the final scoreboard in that argument. It's a declaration that USA basketball values production over politics, results over resentment, and basketball brilliance over noise. It validates Clark not just as a marketing phenomenon but as a true basketball savant, while also neutralizing the leverage of alternative paths like the unrivaled league and the rising prominence of 3x3 basketball. By locking her in with number 22, USA Basketball made their stance clear. This is the future, this is the leader, and this era belongs to Caitlin Clark. Team USA is locking down its most valuable piece before anyone else can make a move, playing defense and offense at the same time by safeguarding the crown jewel. Stephen Smith also highlighted the cultural ripple effect, noting that Clark has attracted kids, parents, and everyday viewers who never tuned into a WNBA broadcast before, and those fans are not invested in locker room hierarchies or decade-long resumes. They care about one thing: number 22. They show up for deep logo shots and jaw-dropping moments, and by assigning her that jersey, USA Basketball is finally prioritizing the audience, something it clearly failed to do in 2024. The gap between what was being sold and what people actually wanted was enormous, and this move closes that space by syncing the national squad with public demand. It's a sharp business call and a sound hoops decision. The unpredictable variable now is Aya Wilson's response. She is widely viewed as the best player alive, a dominant force with MVP hardware and elite defense. And if she fully buys into this shift and partners with Clark, the ceiling is untouchable. If resistance exists, the road could get rocky, but Smith believes Wilson's competitive DNA will prevail because Clark simplifies winning. What we're witnessing is the evolution from WNBA super teams to a USA super team, with Clark driving the machine and the 22 jersey acting as the fuel. That puts enormous responsibility on the coaching staff, who must balance towering personalities, because it takes a rare leader to bench legends or ask superstars to adjust for a newcomer. This is exactly what the role demands now, because confirming Clark's place simultaneously simplifies and complicates the coach's responsibilities. It simplifies things because the elite talent is undeniable, but it intensifies everything because the glare is relentless, with every rotation and every drawn-up action dissected through the question of whether it benefits Caitlin. WNBA.It Smith will be at the forefront of that scrutiny, having firmly established himself as the loudest and most consistent guardian of Clark's legacy in the media, and this report only strengthens his position as the narrative driver. That storyline is clearly winning, which explains why the usual critics have suddenly gone quiet. There's nothing left to argue. The data supports her, the momentum is real, and the results back it up. Any claim that she's undeserving or overhyped collapses under the weight of reality, leaving detractors cornered while Clark stands front and center with the number 22 across her chest. The debate is over, the call has been made, and the future has arrived. One of the most intriguing side angles is the merchandise explosion that's coming next, because Nike has been holding its breath for this moment with footwear, gear, and global campaigns already lined up. The delay in fully committing to her cost money across the board, but now that bottleneck is gone and the rollout will be massive. The Clark 22 brand is set to go worldwide, approaching the cultural visibility of icons like Messi's 10 or LeBron's 23, which speaks to how far beyond women's basketball this moment extends. This is the leap into global pop culture relevance, and WNBA.It Smith understands that scale completely, seeing it as the turning point where the WNBA shifts from a niche product into a mainstream powerhouse. All of it rests on the shoulders of a player from Iowa wearing number 22, carrying immense expectations matched only by her ability. The signal has been given, the runway is clear, and it's time for takeoff. The speculation around who leaked this to WNBA.It Smith is almost as fascinating as the news itself. Was it Clark's agent, a Nike executive, or someone inside USA Basketball trying to get ahead of the inevitable? Whoever pulled the trigger knew exactly what they were doing. This wasn't an accident. It was a strategic leak designed to lock in the narrative before any official press release, making the decision irreversible and ensuring Clark got her respect. That's the game behind the game, and it's just as ruthless as anything on the court. Clark's camp is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, and they're undefeated in the PR war while the haters are staring at a winless record. This is modern sports reality. You win headlines to win leverage, and Clark has won both. She has the attention, the opportunity, and now the number. The trifecta is complete. All that's left is to play the games, and if history tells us anything, they're going to be must-see TV. WNBA.It will be watching, the world will be watching, and Caitlin Clark will be ready. The number 22 isn't just a jersey, it's destiny, delayed by politics but never denied by talent. If anything, the snub only amplified the moment, turning her into a symbol of redemption and arrival. The hero's journey is complete. She has returned with the prize, and that prize is the number 22 jersey of the United States of America. It doesn't get bigger than that. The debates are over. The era is confirmed. And what comes next is going to be spectacular,